What's up, bros? I'm way too old for that, sorry. Today we're going to review some iPhone cases. Not just any cases though, PewdiePie from RhinoShield and Mous. And what a lineup. These are some of the most striking cases out there from two very popular brands. But which one is the best case for the iPhone 13 in 2022? And this video is not sponsored, by the way, and the brands mentioned in this video have no clue I'm making this comparison. Having said that, if you follow the channel, you know that I really like Mous. I was a customer of theirs way before I did this video, so yeah, I'm a little bit biased. Plus, you know, they offer all my viewers a discount code, which is very nice. Just putting this out there for transparency, but when it comes to comparing these products, rest assured, I won't be holding anything back, and spoiler alert, neither of this product is perfect, that's for sure. Right, let's start by having a quick look over each of them. The Rhinoshield SolidSuit has this really nice pattern, which is exactly the same as the one I previously reviewed for the 12 Pro Max. And of course, in this other model here, we've got the PewdiePie collab, which is Tokyo inspired. Jesus, okay, hang on a second. And of course, this other model here is the PewdiePie collab model, which is, you know, has this Tokyo inspired print here, which I really liked when I saw it on the website. But when I actually got the case, I was very disappointed. The colors just don't look right at all. You know, it looks really washed out, as you can see here in the camera. So anyway, I'll come back to this in a minute. The Mous Limitless 4.0 is not that new now. It's been around for a while, and you know, they have changed a couple of things since the Limitless 3.0. Mostly to be able to support MagSafe accessories. They've got these really nice MagSafe accessories themselves now, which work really well with this case. The other slight change is the camera module on the iPhone 13 is now a little bit more pronounced in comparison with the 12 Pro Max version that I reviewed before. And of course for Mous you get the usual real materials at the back that we know and love. I've got the walnut here and also the black leather version. Right, they both look great, but let's talk about arguably the most important aspect of any case, which is how protective it is. Starting with the RhinoShield, my first impression was, okay, they have a very sturdy construction here on the sides, and when you put the phone facing down, you're getting a very even protection throughout. One thing I noticed with the RhinoShield though, is that it is extremely tight on the phone, almost too tight, making it quite tricky to put it on and take it off. I will say though, I do have a skin at the back of my phone from Nomad, so you could say it's my fault, but I haven't had that issue with any other cases, even with the skin applied. It does give you a good sense of protection, even though at first glance when you look at how flexy it is, you know, the RhinoShield does seem to flex it a little bit more than the Mous. Here I'm told this camera has a product showcase feature, so let's put it to the test. So this is how flexy or bendy the RhinoShield case is, and this is how the Mous flexes. So I'm having to have a little bit, kind of put a little bit more effort to do that with the Mous than with the RhinoShield. So, you know, why is this important? Well, when you drop your phone, something very interesting happens called torsion, which is basically a fancy name for twisting. You know, you drop it and it kind of twists it with the force of the drop, which is what causes the screen or the back of the phone to shatter. With the Mous cases, you get these elevated edges. I'm sure you probably, if you know Mous, you know this already. You know, each of the corner has this elevated edge, which is, you know, by design, and it minimizes that torsion. In my experience, it's been fantastic. I've drop tested the 12 Pro Max in my previous videos and the 13 Pro Max with this case on, absolutely no problem. And this for me is the bit that matters quite a bit, right? Honestly, 100% don't feel comfortable dropping my phone with the RhinoShield case right now. It's probably going to be okay, but I don't know, I just don't feel it feels a little bit more flimsy than the Mous case. I actually tried other cases here in this channel like the Pitaka, Casetify and Spigen. Now for me, even those provide a bit more protection than the RhinoShield. Not all of the models, but certainly the models that offer more protection. In my opinion anyway. Okay, so sometimes as creators we've got to put our mouth sometimes as creators we've got to put our money where our mouth is. See what I did there? I'm just gonna put the camera on this thing here. Okay, let's see. Right, so the phone still recording. Still recording there, everything's fine. I am feeling at the back here, there's definitely a little bit of a scuff on the corner. Nothing too bad. Camera lens looks absolutely intact, although it has suffered minor scuffs there. I'll have a look inside in a minute. Oh yeah, on this corner as well. So on asphalt, and from, I don't know, about 1.5 meters height, or head height, but yeah, looks fine. Yeah, absolutely fine, no problem. So I really trust this brand, and as you can see, it's legit. Well, that's the protection topic out of the way. How comfortable are these cases? Straight off the bat, there is one thing that is not perfect with either of these cases, and that is how slippery they can be. Not going to be around the bush on this one, especially on the sides here. Yeah, both Mous and RhinoShield, not very grippy. If I had to choose one purely based on grip, I would go with Mous one, for two reasons. The material on the sides here feel slightly more grippy than the RhinoShield, even though still quite slippery. With Mous you have these other materials as well that offer a better grip. You know, this black leather that I've got here, and the speckled fabric leather for me is the grippiest of the Mous cases. I don't have one here, but that's what I've tried before. One suggestion I would give both brands is to add a few lines on the side here, you know, to make it a little bit more ergonomic within the case to help with that grip, especially for the iPhone 13 Pro Max sizes. I think the 13 Pro or regular 13 will feel less slippery because the phones are lighter and they just feel better in your hand. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is just that much heavier that I think warrants a special treatment when it comes to grip. The RhinoShield has this, I don't think you can see this, but there's this bit of a groove, you know, ever so slight inward curve, and I think it's an attempt to make it more comfortable to hold, but to be honest, it just feels a bit strange holding it. The Mous cases have an outward curve, so it's not flat either, but somehow feels a little bit more comfortable to hold in my view. Both the PewdiePie model and standard SolidSuit cost about £45, which is about $60 by the time you add shipping. Yeah, they do charge for shipping, which is annoying, especially given, you know, one of them has taken 5 days and the other one almost 2 weeks to get here. The Mous Limitless 4.0 costs £49.99, about $60, but with the 15% discount that you get with my code, you can go down to about £43, which is about $58. Of course, this may be slightly different depending on where you are, but worth checking it out, especially with that 15% off. It's quite a good deal. The discount code always changes, so I'm not going to put it on the screen here. I'll put it in the description for you because that will be the most up-to-date one. One final point here is the buttons. I do like how the RhinoShield buttons are changeable, so you can change them to different colors and stuff, so that's really neat. You can do that with other RhinoShield cases too. With the Mous, it's just a standard kind of cutout, really nice and clicky as well, no issues there. All the cutouts are fine, they're almost identical. I noticed that recently as well. The Mous just fixed that, you know, one of them used to be smaller than the other. My OCD is more satisfied now. Thank you, Mous, for doing that. Internally, they are, again, pretty identical in terms of plastic that they use. But with the Mous, you get the MagSafe element in here, which is a really nice added bonus. Really strong magnet as well, especially if you're using their mounts. They're really strong for the car stuff. They are one of the best out there. Which brings me to the conclusion here and my honest recommendation. Mous, for me, even though I am biased, do offer a better deal here. For the price, you get quite a bit more in terms of the quality of the materials that they use, the design, and of course the MagSafe support. These are really hard to ignore. And there's something else that you shouldn't take for granted as well, which is the customer service. You know, Mous customer service are top notch. I can't recommend them enough. And as they grow, I hope they maintain that same level of care and attention. I hope you found this useful. I will be reviewing lots more accessories this year, so don't forget to subscribe for more cool videos. And I'll see you in the smiling faces on the next one. Bye.
But I'm not gonna wake up, I'm not ready, let me have another day, don't